broke the Sabbath to do good, right?
Right. He said that when he was with his disciples and they was plucking the ears of corn out of the field, and the Pharisees and the Sadducees said the same thing.
Get that law for me. So the Pharisees and the Sadducees, right, were they honest men or dishonest men?
It was dishonest.
They were dishonest men.
According to what was going through.
So does that mean every accusation they made was truthful?
No.
Because when they accused them of breaking the law, they were wrong. Right. Because eating the ears of the corn on the outside of the field, that's permissible in the law. Right. So they say, hey, you can't do that according to the law. But when I read the law says you can do that. Right. But Christianity will go, well, see, Christ said he didn't break the Sabbath. Examine what happened. Right. But to know he didn't break it, you have to know the first 5 books. Right. That's the core of what we teach. To the nation of Israel, like the officer was saying, you have to love God and keep his ways. So when Christ broke the Sabbath, he didn't break the Sabbath. He didn't break the Sabbath. He did what was permissible on the Sabbath.
It never said he did. It said his disciples was plucking ears of corn.
But that's still not unlawful either. On the Sabbath, not unlawful. Hey, you got a law for him?
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 25.
Here's what the Pharisees accused Christ of doing. And they say he broke the law. So let's read the law. Read.
When thou comest unto the standing corn of thy neighbors,
so when you come to the corn, read.
Then thou mayest
pluck. Thou mayest, meaning you're allowed to. Read.
Then thou mayest pluck the ear of thine hand.
So if I walk by the corn and go, I'm hungry, I can reach in, grab some corn and eat it off the stalk. Right? Read.
But thou shalt not move.
But here's what I can't do. Read.
But thou shalt not move a sickle.
A what?
A sickle.
A sickle. What's a sickle? Have you ever seen that before? It's a farm tool. Right. Have you ever seen that?
It's like a bush axe.
Right. So when you go to harvest, you're being told you can't do that.
That's a form of work.
That would have been work, correct?
Right.
So were his disciples doing work, or were they doing what they were allowed to do?
They was doing what they were allowed to do.
You know they were allowed to do.
But so what? Sabbath day.
It was still the Sabbath day. But as long as you're doing what you're allowed to do. Now, are you allowed to buy and sell on the Sabbath?
No.
No. So give me Nehemiah 10:31. Even if in our mind we think we're doing a favor for somebody that we know and love. Right. Because what's going to happen is I'm teaching them it's okay to break the Sabbath by proxy or by my example.
Right.
So what has to happen is if they need something, we don't advocate our people being without. But to remember the Sabbath means we try to plan and anticipate for what we might need on that day, so we don't have to go buy and sell. See what you got.
Nehemiah chapter 10 verse 31.
Come on.
And if the people of the land bring where?
If the people of the land, who owns that store right there? What race of people, if you had to guess? Is it a black man own that store?
No, I think it's Pakistan.
I think it's a Pakistan. Okay. So he would be what the Bible calls people of the land, meaning other groups of people, other races. Right. If they do what? Read.
And if any people of the land bring where?
Bring where means stuff. When I go in that store, I can buy stuff. Read.
Or any victual.
That's food. So if they have a store where I can buy stuff or food, read.
On the Sabbath day.
On the Sabbath day, read.
To sell, that we would not.
We would not
buy it. Of them on the Sabbath.
So today I wouldn't buy from that shop.
I have to buy from my own people.
No. Not from you. You can't buy from your own people. Give me Amos 8:5. I'm going to show you where even among each other, we didn't buy and sell to each other. So there we read an example of the other people. So now let's get 2 of our own people discussing about why they cannot open their shop on the Sabbath. Amos 8:5. So this is 2 of our own people. Read. Okay. Amos 8:5.
Amos chapter 8 verse 5. Come on, saying, when will the new moon be gone?
So our people were complaining about the new moon. Have you ever heard of the new moon before? So the new moon is considered what according to the Bible? It's considered what?
The new moon?
Yeah.
It's the passing of the sun.
So it's a Sabbath.
Right.
It's a Sabbath.
Right.
So it would be a day where certain restrictions would be in place.
Right.
So here's 2 people among each other, 2 Israelites, complaining about that day. But what are they upset about? Read.
Amos 8:5, saying, when will the new moon be gone?
So they wanted to be over with. But why?
That we may sell.
That we may do what?
Sell.
It says that we may sell. So they're not buying, they're doing the selling. Right. So we're looking at business owners themselves. But they're complaining. They go, it's the Sabbath, so I can't sell my stuff right now. Right. So I'm ready for God's day to be over because I want to sell. Read.
That we may sell corn and the Sabbath, that we may set at 4th week, making the ephod small.
Making the ephod small, meaning overcharging for what they're selling you. So not only did they want to break the Sabbath, they wanted to cheat you out your money. They want to sell you a Gatorade for $5. And they mad because they can't do it today because it's the new moon. So we see some of our own people were angry because it's the Lord's Sabbath day and they know they're not supposed to buy and sell today. So that's not something we're supposed to do today. Now, what we do as a people to avoid being caught in this trap, we try to plan ahead. Give me Exodus 20:8 where it says, remember the Sabbath day? So for the Sabbath, so the Sabbath's today. Thursday and Friday, I got all my stuff together. I talked to my wife, I say, hey, whatever you need for Saturday, let me know now so I can get it now. And I did the same thing for myself. So everything I thought I might want today, I've got the water I wanted to drink already. I got the food I'm gonna eat today. I brought all that already. So now today, when I need to eat and drink, I don't have to buy it. I also have supplies in case of an emergency. Say the lights go out in my house, and now I gotta use my flashlight, but my flashlight has no batteries. I have extra batteries at home just in case. I try to put myself in a position where I don't have to go to the store on the Lord's day. And that takes a little effort. Read.
Exodus chapter 20 verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
It says remember because we would forget it. So like what the officer was explaining earlier, as a people, because I was not doing this my whole life. I didn't know Saturday was the Lord's day. At some point, I was on this side of the sign like you are. And somebody stopped me and said, hey bro, what you doing with your life? So we started chopping it up, and then I started learning certain things I thought that were okay were actually not okay. And I had some of the same responses you had, because I thought Jesus broke the Sabbath too. And then somebody explained it to me. He didn't. So I said, okay. So how do I plan my life in a better way not to break it, right? Can you Sirach 5:15? Sirach 5:15. So I would encourage you, actually, jump to Leviticus 19 and let's read that one. Because you mentioned earlier you're doing this for somebody else.
Yeah, I was getting something from, getting a couple packs of water for the guys at my job.
Okay, wait.
But it's okay, you know what I'm saying?
We spoke to somebody that, at the car wash before?
No, I work at the Jiffy Lube.
At the Jiffy Lube? I'm about to say, we spoke to somebody one day that said the same thing. They were trying to buy some water.
Yeah, I bought packs of water.
For the guys working.
Yeah.
Which I understand, it's hot. Right. But one, ideally, if you can control it, I ain't telling you what to do with your business, but according to the scriptures, if you can control it, I would encourage you not to open on Saturday.
Oh no, I can't make that.
And then that's what I'm saying. I can't control what you're doing with it. I can't control what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
Like all these men out here, we have jobs, but we have jobs where we told them Saturdays our names aren't on that schedule. That's a part of the agreement on if you desire us as an employee. Now sometimes do I have to pass up jobs that would have been great pay-wise? Yes, because not every job is going to meet my demands. But when I go into a job interview, it's a negotiation. It's 2023. I am not a slave. I don't have to go in there and take whatever slop they throw on the table. They can give me an offer and I can give a counter offer. But we've been raised to just be so docile and scared, afraid. We're not prepared to change how we live our life. So I don't have to go to a job interview and take whatever they give me. When I walk into a job interview, I tell them what I expect. Here's what I want to get paid. Here's my work history. Here's the days I'm available. Here's when I'll give you extra. Here's what I'm willing to do extra for behalf of the workplace. Take it or leave it. I'm a man. You're not going to do me like you did my ancestors and just treat me like I'm a damn boy.
That's right.
Read.
Leviticus chapter 19 verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. What? Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Rebuke means correct, but correct according to God's laws, not my opinion, right? Read.
And not suffer sin.
And not do what?
Suffer sin.
So I can't suffer sin.
Read. Upon him.
So I can't suffer my neighbor being in a sinful state, right? So breaking the Sabbath, buying something for my neighbors would also put me in trouble with breaking God's law.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community.